when you understand what my internal dimension of existence and operating is kind of low quality, is on the lower scale than how I would prefer it to be, then uyakwazi ukuthatha iy'nyathelo zakho and make sure ukuthi I'm heading towards the right direction internally. And to be in the space whereby even if anything can happen right now, if you died right now, are you in a good space to be comfortable going or passing on to the afterlife? Are you comfortable with the result of what you've been up to? And this is where it all points out to, because abantu abaningi are really stressed out and are really concerned about how other people think and what other people think. I mean, what if the other people or the other person is not at the level of your operating system, is not at your current level of ukwenza? And so you cannot let that slow you down, and you cannot let that stop you from proceeding to the next level. I won't say music is the best way to educate people on certain things, but I do believe it has a powerful effect because of the rhythm and sounds that come along with the lyrics. I do like to make music, but the intention behind music is to bring awareness, right? Is to make and teach each other to understand certain things that are not able to be interpreted within just music alone. So that's the reason why ngenze i-podcast to elaborate nokugcizelela ezinye izinto engengikhona ukugcizelela kuzo if it was just to make music, right? The words have limits because amagama mawuthatha ukubhekisisa kahle akhandwe umuntu. So iy'ncazelo and explanations and words and vocabulary, lezo zinto isuke ikhandwe umuntu, but life itself is made by God. Life itself is created by the universe, right? And so the creation itself becomes more and more complicated to put into words because there are certain things that there's certain words that we haven't described or created to match the situations or the experience that we are going through, especially masikhuluma ngento eyenzeka ngaphakathi kwena. So enye into engiyangayinaka ukuthi, and this one is very important, it's impilo will always hand you things that you are able to handle based on your level of growth and ascension. Because masikhuluma excuse me, masikhuluma ngokuthi umuntu nomuntu unesicoco sakhe esi-personal in the spiritual world. Umuntu nomuntu has a role, has a position, not only in this physical dimension or in this physical space esikwazi ukuyibona ngamehlo, but also emoyeni, things that we are not able to see. That's why we dream different quality of dreams. We have different quality of experiences because of the level, yabo, because of indlela yokuyifaka negama esiphuma kuzo izona ezideterminayo ukuthi are we of higher quality or not. Because mawuthatha ukubhekisisa kahle khona abantu abacabanga izinto ezibasic ngempela, like you cannot even communicate something outside of the box with them because they're so fixated on the repetition. Bahlezi begade into elokhu iphinda. When they wake up, they do the same things. When they wake up, they think and act the same way. So ngeke ngaqhamuka across le gama I wouldn't say it was a dictionary, but I was eager to know ukuthi le gama lichaza ukuthini, the word NPC. And I came to an understanding ukuthi le gama lisho ukuthi non-playing characters. Non-playing characters are NPC. So melu gade ngempela, if you don't want to become like those kind of people who we call NPC, like abantu who just live. They have no goals, they have nothing to desire, they have nothing more to offer, they have nothing more to experience. Bafana nani, they just like characters in the video games, like abantu abanga participate, like side actors. Manga bobo movie, you realize ukuthi there are those actors, there are those characters in a movie who are not really in participation with the result or with whatever is happening in that movie, right? And so you better watch out that you don't become that person in your own life, that you don't become that NPC, that non-playing character in your own life, because you have to realize, Uguti, in your own life, you are the main character. You decide if you want to expand yourself or stay where you are. You decide whether you want more from the world or from yourself, or you just content with what you are being offered on the everyday scale of life, right? And so on my side, I'm not one of those people who are easily impressed by the basics of life, right? I want to know more. I'm eager to absorb more of life and truth, right? So what happens is I realized the very importance of being aware. Ukuba nolwazi. Like khona abantu who are content with just whatever they know. Inkolelo abaphila nayo, abakhula nayo ayiguquki ndawo, abakhuli ndawo. And so I won't say there's something wrong with it, but if it makes you happy, then it's fine. But for me, on my side, people like me are not really content with what we are being offered on the everyday scale of life. We want to learn more. We want to experience more. We want to do more. And so we want to offer more in order to receive more, right? But also being detached from the results is very important. Ukuthi ungahlezi wenza into expecting positive results, but also expect to learn something. Because not everything is going to happen the way you expect or believe it to happen. The world is not constructed in order to comfort your beliefs. The world is constructed the way it is in order for us to learn about its origin. Ukuthi kungani umhlaba ube kanje, kungani ezinye izinto zibe kanje, kungani abanye abantu bacabanga kanje, kungani enimphumela iba kanje. It's basically points that it all goes back to the basics of laws, because it needs laws to be governed, it needs laws to function. Yonke into idinga umthetho, and so yonke into mawekhanda kumele ube nomthetho wayo. And that's why we study the laws of creation. We study the laws that govern creation. Ingani ukuthi ezinye izinto idalwa yini zenzeke? What is the cause and effect of certain things? Because every effect has the cause. Mangabubona, for example, uchomo wakho, umngani wakho ucaskile, your mother or whoever is experiencing some sort of depression, there's always a cause for that depression. And most of the time, it takes time to realize the true cause, because omunye umuntu uzocabanga ukuthi into emphathe kabi ukuthi, but when you really dig deep into the cause of something, you find something that you were not expecting, something that stems back to childhood. And ezinye izinto ingakho kubalekile ngempela ukuthi sizazi ukuthi operate kanjani, so we don't fall into the traps of becoming victims of our own circumstance. Like wenze into and then only to find ukuthi it backfires on you, right? That's why it's so important to offer yourself more. Like you deserve more. You deserve to know the truth. You deserve to practice the truth. You deserve to be the judge of your own life based on what you have been doing. So you can judge your own footsteps, whether you are going forward or backwards, because at the end of the day, you are to judge yourself based on how you feel about your circumstance, how you feel about your life. If you're very content and you're very happy about your life, then you're not doing anything wrong. But for us, but for those of us who have, I don't know, but for those of us who are not easily impressed, who are not easily excited about what we do every day on our everyday life, we need more from what we are currently operating at. Because ekugcineni kosuku you find ukuthi you cannot actually, as a person, into uma uyenza kumele wenze sure ukuthi unalo ulwazi ngalento oyenzayo. If awunalo ulwazi, then it doesn't necessarily mean ukuthi ungayenzi leyo nto, because if it's the only way to know, then action must be implied. I mean, if action is something that is needed ngalezo sikhathi, and all philosophy aside, all thoughts aside, then action must be, because action will be the determination of action will determine whether lokho osukwaziyo noma lokho osukwenzile kunemphumela thizeni. And then when you study the result of that thing, you actually come across ukuthi no, actually I've fallen short here, and I need to adjust myself here, and I need to do more or less there and here. This is what we call spiritual responsibility, by being responsible of the very temple that we've been offered. Esabolekwa yona is basically, on your part, you have to be responsible of having or handling the negative effect of your own decisions. And so that's why it's very important to grow and learn more each and every day about whatever that you need to know. Like, if you have a void within you that is like, I wonder what is going on with this side of life. I wonder what causes these things to happen. I wonder if I can be involved in making my visions come true in this particular way or in this particular direction. And so it's very important to ukukhulisa umqondo, not only ukuthi kukhule umzimba wakho, because nomnikazi uyadinga naye ukuthi participate in the evolution of life. Because as much as umhlaba would not stay the same. Because even uyabona ngama weather patterns, if you study the weather, if you take a look at what happens mangabe siku-July, mangabe singena December, mangabe singena ku-June, it's like the world itself, or Mother Nature itself, going through the phase of transformation and growth. And in her own activities, you are also affected, because weather can affect, and it does affect mood. When it's raining, you're not in the same mood as doing the activities that you do when it's summer, right? When the sun is out. I mean, really, it's all energy regulation. It's making sure that now you are evolving along with the earth. You are evolving along with the group consciousness. As much as the group consciousness is particularly, I would say, it's moving slower than how I would prefer, because most people are distracted, young Tola. Like, most people are doing repetitive things in repetition that they already know the result of, but they just do them anyway because they have nothing else to do. And so this is where this comes about, right? This is where dimensions really matter, because when you understand what my internal dimension of existence and operating is kind of low quality, is on the lower scale than how I would prefer it to be, then uyakwazi ukuthatha inyathelo zakho and make sure ukuthi I'm heading towards the right direction internally, and to be in the space whereby even if anything can happen right now, if you died right now, Are you in a good space to be comfortable going or passing on to the afterlife? Are you comfortable with the result of what you've been up to? And this is where it all points out to, because abantu abaningi are really stressed out and are really concerned about how other people think and what other people think. I mean, what if the other people or the other person is not at the level of your operating system, is not at your current level of ukwenza? And so you cannot let that slow you down, and you cannot let that stop you from proceeding to the next level, right? And so because things at that level are repeating themselves over and over again, and you're bored of it, right? You want something new. You want that next level of operation. And so we just have to go through this level knowing Uguti, the only reason I'm not experiencing more is because I'm not offering myself more. And that's where it adds, really. It's because you're not offering yourself more experience. You're not offering yourself more awareness and knowledge to do more, because you cannot do something that you don't know about. You cannot partake in activities that you didn't even know exist. You cannot learn something that you didn't even know it was part of your life. So this is where expansion begins. It begins when you start to take yourself a bit more seriously. When you want to see change and transformation happen in your life and within yourself, feeling like you are a different person, feeling like you are living a different life from what you've been used to, right? So thanks a lot, guys, from tuning into this episode, and I will be delivering more. Trust me on that one.